Why can't I get myself to take action? So why is it that we don't take action on things that we know we really need to take action on? So this could be losing weight, it could be starting a business, it could be asking someone out that you're really attracted to, or it could be, getting on with your homework. What are the things for you that you're not taking action on? And from what I've come to understand is that usually the reason why we don't take action on things that are really important to us is in the moment when we start deciding these things or decide to do these things or to not do these things, is that we are linking more pain to the action of doing it as opposed to not doing it. So basically in those moments where you're not taking action, it's just too painful for you to want to take action. Like there's something that you would rather be doing, or it's just easier to sit on the couch, you're more comfortable there, and you just link too much pain to doing the thing you need to do, especially when it comes to like studying and stuff. So for me, when I was at school and studying, I found it really, really hard to study because, first of all, it was painful to me to take the time. There was other stuff, 100 different things that I'd rather be doing, like playing video games or hanging out with my friends or reading a book or something that wasn't related to the subject matter. There was other things that I wanted to do, and in that moment, those they were just too painful for me to take action on. And I feel like the same applies to most things that we want to take action on, but we don't take action on them. We just link too much pain to doing it. So the cure for that is to make it pleasurable, make it a pleasurable experience in some way. So if it's doing your homework, then perhaps you can think of all the painful things that are going to happen if you don't study, or if you only leave it till the last minute and you cram and then you don't get it right, or you don't get the grade that you feel like you deserve. So you need to link pleasure to the thing that you want to do and pain to not doing it. So one of the things that you could do is you could actually write like a pros and cons list. You can write all the pros of doing it and write all the cons and all the things that you will suffer through if you don't take action. And that's one of the primary reasons, I believe, why we don't take action. So that's a little tool there for you, write out pros and cons list. Write out all the painful things that will happen if you don't do it, and write all the pleasurable things and all the things you're going to gain if you do it. And that will help. What I want to suggest to you as well is that even though you're not taking action is an action within itself. So I recently wrote an article about this, and I'll link to it in the description. And basically, this is just essentially, every action or inaction is a consequence, So if you fail to take action, that is also going to cause a consequence. And usually the inaction is going to cause a worse consequence than taking the action. So you need to be very aware of this, that even though you're not taking action, you are still taking action in some form. And those consequences they're going to end up being painful for you, especially if you keep on putting something off. If you keep on putting something off till the last minute, it's just going to make it even worse when the time does come when you have to do something about it. So it's better to do these things ahead of time, especially when it comes to stuff like studying. Also, with every action that you take being a consequence, you need to be responsible for those actions as well. You need to look at what the consequences are going to be if you don't take action on those things. So, for example, if you're trying to lose weight, or if you're trying to become fitter and you're generally unhealthy and you just eat junk food all the time, what are the consequences of that? The consequences, of course, are going to be poor health. You might become obese. And if you don't take hold of it now, then those things are eventually just going to get worse, and it's just going to become harder for you to get to where you want to be. So it's better to get things out of the way. And like I said, you want to make it more pleasurable for yourself. One of the questions I ask myself when I don't want to do something, first of all, I list in my head or on paper all the painful things that are going to happen if I don't do this. And then once I've listed all the things and I definitely want to do it, then the next thing that I do is I ask myself a really important question, and that question is, how can I make this more fun? Like, how can I make studying more fun? How can I make working out more fun for myself? What are the things that I can do to make this more of an enjoyable process so I will want to come back to it and do it? And just asking yourself that question will help your brain come up with answers, because usually if we ask ourselves a question, our brain has to come up with an answer. So make sure that the questions you're asking yourself are positive questions, not like, oh God, why am I so lazy? Why am I so fat? Why am I not studying? Why do I never take the time to do the things that are important to me? Your brain is going to come up with answers, and it's going to say stuff like, well, because you're lazy, or because you're an idiot. It's going to come up with all these different things. But if you ask it positive questions like, how can I make this more fun? It's going to come up with an answer for you. It's going to say, okay, well, listen to music, listen to your favorite music, listen to a podcast, do it in your back garden, do it in your bathtub, whatever, and once you do that, it'll be a much more easier thing for you to want to do, and you'll want to go there, because if you've done it properly and you've made it really, really painful for you to not take action, you will take action on it if you've done it properly, if you've given yourself enough leverage, if you've given yourself enough stick, and perhaps even like get some carrot in there involved as well. Give yourself a reward if you do it, so you go in with leverage. So anyway, I hope this has helped you, and yeah, see you later.